So welcome back to the Meeting Underground, Season 2, Episode 6. This is our third in a series on songwriting. We're going to title this episode Lyrics and Tracking. So I invited Johnny G to join us for the show. And
yeah, glad to be here.
Yeah, thanks. So we're going to look at the tracking of the song that we've ended up with, and we're going to look at the lyrics, and then we're going to give you an opportunity to listen to it. So, you ready? Here we go.
All right.
So we're going to talk about the song, the tracking of the song. Since the last episode, I've recorded the song. I put all the parts down. Once we came up with the drums, I began working on the guitar and different parts like that. And so I want to kind of look at some of that. For instance, the opening segment with the shaker and the guitar. This is what it sounded like. Like that.
Yeah. That already does so much with the shaker and the organ in the back.
Yeah. You know what's really interesting about this? I was noticing that this guitar, listen to this guitar, there's a harmonic going on in this guitar that sounds like you're using a synthesizer. Listen. Watch, right here.
Yeah.
In the mix.
Yeah, totally.
In the mix, it sounds like there's an extra instrument in there.
It does. I actually noticed that when I was listening to the track. Yeah.
Sounds like a synthesizer.
It's got like a pulsing kind of synthy. Yeah.
So
that adds something.
So that was like the beginning.
Yeah.
And that was the original. The riff of that was like, dun, sort of sound like Lou Reed's Jane,
sure.
Sweet Jane. Dun, dun,
yeah.
Dun, dun,
Kind of has that
dun,
feel.
dun. Sound like Sweet Jane, but then we've talked about all the development of the chords and all that stuff.
Yeah.
When you get into the vocals, I worked these. I laid these in a number of different.
Yeah.
This is like 3 or 4 tracks of vocals.
I really like the harmonies and stuff you did.
So I'm going to take the organ. No, I'll leave the organ. I'll take the guitar off and just listen to the vocals. So
Grant mercy now.
Yeah.
So there's like that cap. I left the keyboard in.
Grant mercy now.
Good compliment to the harmonies.
I like that. I
love
like
the
way
chorus.
it is. So I like the way that came out.
Yeah, it's got a nice choir sound to it.
And the funny thing is, like I was talking about this in the song development, was how I just was gibberish, was just, and I didn't. It wasn't really saying it, but in the development we talked about in the last episode, it sounded like I was saying mercy, and so I kind of that ended up being part of the whole thing.
Yeah, I think it's a cool big build up for the chorus.
Yeah, I think so too. So, and then the bridge.
You know
Let's do this. Let's put the drum in there, and let's put the guitar back in, and
you know you need it, but never found it. No way to beat it, no way around it. No Jesus standing with no one standing, no laughter heard here, no punchline landing.
so. One other thing, something that we and some of the Blender for Luke stuff that we've done, and lots of the songs that we've done, I've always felt like the high point of songs is the bridge.
Yeah, it's
always
an opportunity to do
and we've done a lot of those. And to me, some of the writing parts side of it that I'm involved with, I've always thought the bridge is always my favorite part of the song.
Tends to be, because it breaks up everything else, and it's usually something a little surprising.
It takes it
or it kind of rises things up a bit. I mean, changes song to song, but yeah, it's an opportunity to kind of show another side.
So anything else there's I would look at the guitar solo, but
yeah, I really like the solo.
Any comments on any of it?
No, I think it sounds great though. I think it's crazy how much like something as simple as the shaker adds to this song. That constant kind of rhythmic feel of the shaker really adds it adds a lot to the track.
Yeah, it does.
It kind of fits right in there.
So what I'm going to do
The
here
organ too.
is just, I got down, and this is how this stuff works, is I get the track down, and then I just start looking at sounds for, like, guitar solos.
Yeah.
And I did on this one, I tracked 2 different guitar solos from beginning to end. And that was after doing a number of takes and misses.
Yeah.
But when I came up with the one I liked, and then I come up with another one that I thought I can use that for the punching in if I make a mistake. But then I played them together, and I went, whoa, they just sound good together. So I kept both takes, put one on the right, one on the left, and this is
this resulted in some kind of
yeah,
really interesting, cool tones.
And so this is what it ended up with in the solo. See the one I went out.
Yeah. It's really cool. It resulted in like an unorthodox sounding solo in a good way, and like the tone of it adds a lot too. But it kind of gives it this uniqueness that really shines in the song. I like it a lot.
One of the things I thought of as I'm mixing and listening to it back is that it seemed to me like it's got this. I don't know if it's the '80s. It's got an '80s kind of a feel to the song.
Yeah.
Like new wave, a little bit of new wave, a little bit of that British new wave stuff that was happening, and some of the guitar stuff that was happening then sort of had this kind of a feeling to it. So it's almost that's what I think about it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's what we ended up with, and the different parts. I did all the different parts that way. We're going to go ahead and give them an opportunity, give you all an opportunity to hear the whole song. But this is how you do tracking. Once the drums on, you came up with the drum track. We did laid the guitar on it, did the shaker on it, and build it. You build it step at a time until you end up with the whole thing, and then it's a matter of 10,000 tweaks. Anybody, you tweak it and you tweak it and you tweak it, and when you think you're done, you listen to it and then you tweak it more. That's the mystery of the secret of doing mixes.
It's like chiseling away at a statue, slowly getting all those little tiny spots,
and it can be
until it's the figure you want.
Even as of yesterday, I did another mix of this. I was thinking the guitar needs this. I need it. So anyway, but that's the trick. So you have a song, you come to the part, you develop the lyric, you come to the structure of it, you put it down, you record it, and then you lay tracks down. And it doesn't have to be a lot. Someone can put down a guitar and a vocal, and it can be fine.
Yeah.
It just depends on what you like, and this is where you get to use your creativity, use your sensibility to come up with what you like.
Yeah.
So there's that, and we'll look at the whole song in a bit.
Yeah, sounds good.
So the end of the last episode that we covered about developing song, I had fully written the lyric for the song, and I had explained how it came, and it was like when I was laying awake at night in the middle of the night, and the idea of writing the song about the movie The Joker, which I hadn't seen. We hadn't even seen it.
Yeah, that was just kind of from what we had heard and stuff.
But we have seen it now.
Yes.
But these lyrics were written before we saw it, and it was because it was the idea of the study. Everybody knew a little bit about what the movie was about. It's a character study about a person.
Yeah.
And then what we talked about, I talked about the idea of that thing about mercy, but it actually became part of the song.
Yeah.
And so we're going to look at the lyrics. We're going to talk about the lyrics a little bit. But what did you think of the movie?
Oh, it was intense. It was very good, though.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing it again.
I think this is kind of a redemptive, more lighter, merciful side of the story.
Yes.
If you've seen the story, you'll know what I mean.
Yeah, it can be a heavy movie. It's interesting now to listen to the song after going to see it and really kind of comparing.
What do you think?
I mean, the song's great, and I think the song captures a strong side of the movie, but not obviously because you haven't seen it. It doesn't capture the whole picture. Yeah. But it kind of touches on some of the problems and the that type of personality.
Yeah, I was thinking of how it's inspired by the story in the movie, but it's not limited to that. It could be just simply about a person, a people, you
Yeah.
know, because the movie really talks about that. But
Yeah, exactly. It's,
so like some of the first lyrics. In fact, the first lyrics that came up when I was writing, when I laid there, when I didn't even know what it was going to be about, I was thinking how maybe it's about a character study like what this movie's supposed to be like. 'Cause
yeah.
we haven't seen it yet. And the first line that came to me is, "You always tried to make them laugh," and I went. And had been going, "Do, do, 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 do. You always try to make them laugh." And I went, "Whoa, that works."
Yeah.
And as soon as I did that, the lines started coming, and I wrote them
Started
down
to take
as
shape.
fast as I could.
Yeah.
But some of your thoughts on some of the lyrics.
Yeah. I mean, I really like. I think the verses are really well written and really kind of say a lot about that type of mental state. I really like what ended up happening with the chorus and the fact that it did become more of this reprieve, this more positive thing of like, because if it is a character study, you know, there's really people out there that do become, you know, the punchline of a joke and do get kind of torn down.
So you get
into
that. In the line it goes, "You always tried to make them laugh. The thing you thought they wanted to, tried to hold their punchlines back." Now that's a metaphor for the actual abuse that was taking place toward him, or in the thoughts of writing toward someone. You know, so a person has managed to. He deals with laughter and humor as something positive because of a life that has been very negative. And so the idea of using the word punchline of a joke, but it became punchline. And so it's a metaphor of that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool use of.
And it says, "Try to hold their punchlines back, but now you know the brunt of it, the brunt of a joke. The brunt of it is you. The brunt of it's you. It's true, the joke's on you." Anyway, the second line, notice the first line. Read that one.
Clowning around to Breaking Bad.
That was reference to the show Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
About how breaking toward bad, but
that's a cool use of it. Those tears behind the smile you wear. Yeah, it's. So I feel like the verses really capture kind of the sorrow and
anguish and the pains that you've had because no one really knows you're there, and then, you know.
Yeah.
And so when it comes back around to the bridge, to the chorus, it's grant him mercy. It's not have mercy or Lord have mercy. It's just grant him mercy. To say, looking at a situation like this with a person, grant him mercy. Grant this, you know, a person that's been abused. It's funny because when I first started writing this, before I even had a concept of it, I was thinking, what if it's about a person that's got a lot of abuse, and the idea of mercy is seeing mercy from that, the idea of the person that had been abused. And then later, I said the second verse could be about a person that's abusing, and the looking at mercy from the abuse. And that's kind of really what ends up happening. It wasn't intentional.
It wasn't really planned that way.
But it ends up being, at the beginning, this chorus, grant him mercy now. It's like a way of looking compassionately on a person that's going through this, but then later it turns into that this person becomes the abuser, and it's an appeal to them to be merciful,
to find mercy there. Which is kind of how the movie ended up. No spoilers, obviously, but there is a turn.
You mean we can't spoil?
It's not in this culture.
We can't spoil.
No,
although the movie's been out for a long time.
No, you should go see it if you haven't.
And then the third verse begins with that.
Yeah.
This is my favorite verse in the whole song. This whole section here.
Yeah, I like the flow of it.
Why don't you read it and we'll talk about it.
The one who laughs last laughs best. That's the way you've heard it said. But no one's left inside to test. The voice is laughing in your head. The joke's on you.
I got chills when I was writing those.
Yeah, I really like the bouncing of the words.
One of the things, like I talked about, my viewpoint of writing, and it served me for many years, is that when I'm looking and working on a song, and I've come to that point where I'm looking at what the song's about, I always view it as something that I'm trying to find. not something I'm coming up with. So I never get to the end of this feeling, oh, look at what I came up with. I usually come at the end of it going, wow, look what I found.
It's like treasure hunting or something.
Yeah.
You're just like,
And I think it's a really a good way,
Yeah.
and it's a really accurate way of looking at the writing process. It's like whenever, and artists understand that. They work on something, and then they realize, man, there's something more than me in this. When that magic is happening, now there's songs you just work on. I'm not, but every artist has had those experiences where you go,
you're just a
there's
channel.
something more than, and it's like that. Hank Williams said, I was watching the country music, Ken Burns country music documentary, and the third episode of that is called the Hillbilly Shakespeare. It's about Hank Williams, one of the greatest writers,
Absolutely.
greatest poets that was embodied into country music, but he was just a great poet.
Yeah.
And he suffered a lot, and it came out in a lot in his music, his writing. He had written the song "I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry," which to this day I still believe is the saddest, best, great sad song ever written.
Yeah.
You listen to it, you look at the imagery of it, it's just
powerful.
incredible. Well, a friend of his asked him, "How did you write that?" He says, "I just hang on to the pen and God passes it through."
Yeah, people have different names for it, but it's you're just a conduit for something else coming.
When the muse is at work, you go,
Yeah.
wow. And you can look at that differently. To me, I really look at it as a very spiritual thing. And songs are that way. So when you look, if you're good, look at just when you're at it writing a song and you're working on it, and you're at that point, you know you're working on a lyric, or the lyrics already come. Sometimes they come and you start writing and you don't even know you're working on a song. As we're ready for it.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're working on it, view it as something that's out there, and it's out there and it's fully developed, and it's out there, and all you do is catch it and mold it, put together.
Yeah.
Now you do work on it, you do fix it, you
have to seek it out,
and you do correct it, and you do work it. But the idea, the inspiration, the music, that stuff, often is, I just look at it like it's already there.
Yeah.
The bridge. We come into the bridge. You know you need it.
Yeah.
You want to comment on it? Read it?
I can read it.
So this is the bridge.
Yeah.
Which is the part of the song that's verse, chorus, and then there's one part of the song called a bridge, which, for those who don't know, I'm just sure.
Yeah.
The bridge is that extra part that comes in there that breaks up the monotony, lifts it up, and sends it forward into another level.
Yeah.
And lyrically, usually I'll come at something like that from a little different perspective. Let's say I'm talking about a subject from one perspective. A bridge will come in at maybe from another angle.
Yeah.
Say it a different way, or say something that adds to it that's not there already. But anyway, so this is the bridge.
Yeah, you know you need it, you never find it.
Found it.
But never found it, no way to bleed it, no way around it. Come see the signs here with no one standing, no laughter heard here, no punchline landing.
To me,
I think it's really good, especially in the song once you hear it. It's really got, like we said, the bridge is an opportunity to say something a little different or a different angle, and also kind of punch things up and then do something different.
And
it does.
And in the song that leads right into the guitar solo, which you'll be able to hear in a few minutes.
Yeah.
But the idea there of it really, if you related to the movie, and you'll see there's a point in the movie where this character who's known by Arthur Fleck actually becomes a character known as the Joker. Mm-hmm. And you can see when it actually happens. You can see it's specific by makeup and things. Well, from that point, the story tips like a teeter.
Yeah.
And that's not giving anything away. And but this, and it's funny because this was written before I saw it, but this bridge, you know you need it, you never found it, no way to bleed it. And there's the reference to the blood, which you'll find. Yeah. No way around it. Come see the signs here, with no one standing, no laughter heard here, no punchlines landing, and it show. So in the lyrical part of it, it was like I saw that as, without the movie, I saw that, okay, there's a turning point.
Yeah.
And it becomes a shift. And now, Grant of Mercy is not an appeal so much at the beginning for him, but appeal for him to have mercy.
Yeah.
If it's not directly that, it sort of applies sort of like that.
Yeah.
I look at the songs like,
Well, songs are also meant to be open to where people can
Open.
interpret them different. So
I mean,
it's all up to your own
it's not like
interpretation.
calculated. It's like the idea of,
Yeah.
but that's kind of how I see it
Yeah.
of this song, these lyrics that I found. I see it sort of like that's the thing. But anyway,
Yeah.
so that's it with the lyrics. That's it with this episode. We're going to close out this episode and give you a chance to hear the audio track, beginning to end, the fully finished audio track of the song. I want to thank you for joining us on the Meeting Underground. Your support is what matters. We've really thought about these 3 episodes as something of a give back, something to let you in on the process, something that might encourage you to make art.
To create and do what you love and do what comes natural to you.
That's the and hopefully that's how it comes across, because that's what it's meant to be.
Yeah.
You'll notice now that all of the primarily the episodes of the Meeting Underground are on Facebook now at Stage Coup Records, and you can find us there. You can share these episodes, sharing it with friends, and viewing it, watch it more than once. So there's all of that is really helpful to us, but it's also for your sake, and we thank you. Now, simultaneous with the release of this show, we have also released the audio of this song on SoundCloud. And at the bottom, below the video here, you see a link. Click on that link and it'll go to the song. So even after this show, you'll be able to listen to the song, and you can share that with people, but it'll give you a place to go back and listen to the song. There will be a video for the song, a real video for the song, but that may be off a little bit of time away. Don't know when that's going to happen, but we're going to do it. We're going to have a full video for the song. But for now, here's your chance to listen to it, and click on SoundCloud, go and listen to it more, share this show with people. We really thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for everything. I want to thank Johnny G for joining us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Glad to be here.
Johnny's more than not just my son, but he's my help, and together
Co-creator and
together we've done all the Blind Drifter Luke stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful that he joined me on this.
Oh, glad to.
Anyway, thank you.
Thanks.
See you soon.
Bye.
Always try to make them laugh, the thing you thought they wanted to. Try to hold their punchlines back, but now you know the brunt of it's you. It's true, the joke's on you. Clowning round a Breaking Bad, those tears behind the smile you wear, anguish and the pains you've had, 'cause no one really knows you're there. It's true, the joke's on you. Grant a mercy, grant a mercy now. Grant a mercy, grant a mercy now. The one who laughs last laughs best. That's the way you've heard it said, but no one's left inside to test the voices laughing in your head. True, the joke's on you. Grant a mercy, grant a mercy now. Grant a mercy, grant a mercy now. You know you need it, but never found it. No way
and landed. Grant him mercy, grant him mercy now. Grant him mercy, grant him mercy now. Grant him mercy, grant him mercy now. Grant